Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Amanda. I make working mom content here on YouTube. I have a typical 9-to-5 job working Monday through Friday, but I do work remotely and I usually just share kind of like what my day is like, how I'm juggling home life with work life and everything in between. So today I'm so excited to do another Q&A. I asked you guys on Instagram some of the questions that you had and I got so many good ones. Everything from questions about my current job, questions about YouTube, questions about my workout schedule, about how I manage things around the house and all of it. So let's dive right in. And I'm gonna cover a bunch of the stuff about my job and YouTube first because there were just so many questions. The first question is, was this your dream job working where you are working now? And easy answer is no. I feel like unless you are super passionate and you know exactly what you want to do or be, kind of when you are starting to think about college or when you're in college or when you graduate, I personally just fell into this idea. My parents fed it to me. I'm sure a lot of parents, millennial parents, fed it to you. Like, you go to college, you get a 9-to-5 office job, and that's your life. And that's what my parents did, and that's what I know a lot of people's parents do, and that's what a lot of you, me included, do now. And nowadays, like, this digital world has created so many more opportunities that I absolutely, this is gonna sound, maybe this sounds really bad, but like, my dream job is not to work a 9-to-5. And I think that a lot of people, unless they really, really love what they do, or maybe they're in a really high position at the company that they're working at, or they're passionate about the company that they're working at, like, a 9-to-5 is not a dream job. I don't work for a dream company, and I would say that like YouTube, that is a dream job for me. But I didn't know that back when I was going to college or after I graduated college. Like, what I've since found is that a dream job for me, and maybe it's not even YouTube, but it's just kind of running my own business. And that's sort of taken the role with YouTube right now. But I think the freedom that running your own business gives you is what a dream job to me is. Like, I want the freedom and flexibility to make my own hours, to be able to be there for my kids when they need me, like pick them up from daycare if they're sick, or drive them around to their after school programs, be there for them if they have games and stuff like that, and sports later on. And like right now, my job, because I work from home, does allow me to do a lot of that stuff, but I'm still very confined to a specific schedule. I have to report to a manager, I have to attend meetings, I have to do all these things that, like, you know, in a blue sky world, I wouldn't do. Not to say that I don't like my job. I do like my job, and I am extremely grateful for the job that I have and the people that I work with and the flexibility and the support and just the work-life balance that I have, which I feel like a lot of jobs don't offer that these days. So that was a really good question. And here's another one that's sort of related. Would you consider quitting your job and solely doing YouTube? And the answer to that is also no. So I love YouTube. Like, I'm a creative person. I work in marketing. That's also a very creative field. I just love that outlet that I have, and I love creating content. I love the editing of it. I love making thumbnails. I love the analytics part of it. I really love the community aspect of, you know, all of you know, all of the working moms and maybe even not working moms that subscribe to the channel and watch my videos, and we kind of all have similar experiences and we can feel for each other and share different tips and stuff like that. Like, I really, really love that. But the other side of the YouTube coin is the financial aspect of it, and it is super unstable. Like, number one, Google AdSense, which is what I get paid from views on my YouTube videos through like the ads that you see, it's not much. Like, it used to be a lot more lucrative years ago, like back in the 2019s, 2020s, but now you don't make that much money, and it changes every month. And where you do make money, a lot of the money that I make is from sponsorships, but sponsorships are not guaranteed. And I cannot afford to give up the financial stability and security that my 9 to 5 has. And I'm not making even half of my monthly 9 to 5 salary in YouTube, or including AdSense and sponsorships. So I don't think that I would ever quit my job to do YouTube. Another part of that is that my job provides me with a 401k. I would be giving up all of that money that I'm putting away for retirement, and I want to be able to retire one day. And I think that's really important. Another thing is that my job is a lot more challenging, like mentally, like my mental capacity is challenged in a way that doing YouTube just isn't. Like, I feel like YouTube allows my creativity to flow in a way that my 9 to 5 doesn't. But you know, when in my 9 to 5, I have to, you know, create strategy documents. I have to think critically. I have to solve problems. I have to work together with multiple people that are very, very different, from very different business units that have very different skill sets. And it's just a bunch of different things that I feel like keep me sharp and keep me relevant. And in this economic climate, like, I feel like even if I stepped away for a couple years, the skill building that's happening right now and that will continue to happen as new technologies come out and everything, it's going at such a rapid pace that it would be very difficult for me to leave my job and then try to come back into the business in a year from now or whatever and get a job getting paid when I'm paid now. So I want to make sure that I keep upskilling. I want to be mentally sharp. I want to be challenged. I love working with people. Like, I've heard that a lot of primary, like, full-time YouTube creators, it's a little bit of a lonely life because you're kind of on an island. You don't have coworkers. Like, maybe you have different people that are on YouTube that you talk to or whatever, but it's not the same collaboration and day-to-day interaction that you get when you work at a job. So, long story short, I will not be quitting my job. I would love one day to be able to maybe work part-time and do YouTube part-time, but that would require for us to be more financially stable overall. We have a very high mortgage. We still have 2 kids in daycare that we're paying. So it's like all of those really big expenses add up, and I can't sacrifice my income right now, but maybe one day. This is another one. Will you do YouTube forever? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm gonna do YouTube until it doesn't feel good to do it anymore, or if something like crazy changes, and either with the platform itself or with just me personally, I grow out of it, or I don't feel like making content anymore, something like that, then maybe I would quit. But for now, I really love it and I'm gonna continue to do it. Oh, here's some more work stuff. So how does your working hours fit with an East Coast employer? So it's actually really beneficial because on the East Coast, the working hours are 9 to 5. And because I am an hour earlier, I work 8 to 4, which fits much better into my schedule with having to drop my kids off at daycare and then pick them up and everything. So it's really seamless. My boss is really supportive. My company overall has a very flexible, like, work schedule type thing. You can even start working really early, like 7 o'clock to 3 o'clock or something like that, as long as you're within like the core working business hours, which I think is 9 to 3, then it's okay. So, you know, most people can fit it into their schedule nicely, and I'm very appreciative of that. So, yeah, it works out really well. So by the time everybody is logging on in the East Coast, like, so am I here in Texas. Does your job know about your YouTube channel? I don't know. There's one person that does know about my YouTube channel, and I've kind of asked her to, like, keep it hush hush because I don't know how it would go over. It's not like I'm spending time in my workday, like, editing videos or not doing my work. It's merely like pressing record while I am working or while I'm taking a break and having lunch or going for a walk. And all those things I would be doing anyway normally, working from home with or without pressing the record button. So I don't think it's a big deal, but I'm not sure if anybody knows about it other than the one person that I do know, but she's in a different department. It's an interesting question, but has never come up. So I think we're good. I had a lot of questions about workout routine. So one of them was, do you work out the same days each week? And the answer is no. One thing that I keep consistent week over week is I work out 4 times a week. So, and I usually, it really changes. Like I like to work out Monday and Tuesday, take a break Wednesday, work out Thursday, take a break Friday, and work out Saturday. But sometimes like the weekend's really exhausting and Monday I just don't feel like working out. So then I'll work out Tuesday, Wednesday, take a break Thursday, then work out Friday, Saturday. I usually never work out on Sundays. That's like my day of rest always. But yeah, I just kind of based on my schedule, based on how I feel. If I'm up late one night and I can't wake up early to work out, then I won't work out that day, or I'll fit it into my lunch hour or something like that. But for the most part, I like to work out in the morning. I wake up by 5 o'clock. I get my workout done. I do just 20 to 30 minutes of a strength workout or a Metcon workout. I follow Heather Robertson. She's on YouTube and she has so many great videos. I love all of them. She's got kettlebell videos, strength training videos, Metcon workouts. Like those are my top 3 that I like. And I just find ones that are 20 to 30 minutes and I have them on a rotation. I've linked all of my favorite workout videos in the description box of all of my videos. So go check the description box and see the ones that I like the best, and you can do them too. And I also have done a weekly workout schedule video. So I'll go through the specific workouts that I do on each day, and you can, all those videos are linked as well. Another one was, do you follow a schedule like upper body, abs, cardio, etc.? No, I am a busy working mom and I have no time to plan out a workout schedule. So I only do full body workouts. I will not do a leg day. I will not do an arm day. Like that is for the fitfluencers that all they do is work out and they come up with these crazy schedules. Like I don't have time for that. I barely have a half an hour to work out overall. So I do a total body workout 4 times a week, 20 to 30 minutes max, and that's it. It doesn't have to be complex. It doesn't have to be long. It just has to be consistent. And that's what I've kind of taken from it. As long as I am working out more days than I'm not, so usually 4 days versus 3, I have been able to easily like maintain, and yeah, I feel like I'm in really good shape. How long did it take you to get into a workout routine after baby number 2, and how? So I've always worked out. So it was more after Quinn was born, baby number 2, it wasn't like getting back into a routine because I already had one. Like I knew exactly what I needed to do to get back in shape. It was more just like being exhausted all the time and making time for it, and obviously like healing your body. So I guess I'm trying to think back, maybe around the 3-month mark when she started sleeping more consistently through the night and I was able to get more sleep. I had more energy to start working out. And then I just started slow. I would start off with like 20-minute workouts, and instead of doing heavy weights, I would do light weights and then do walks around the neighborhood, and then just like slowly build up to what I'm doing now. And my body just kind of like, I feel like it knows my workouts because I've been doing it for years, literally since high school. I remember going to the Y and working out. So it's more weight training and more resistance training, not as much cardio, and that's what kind of gets my body back into shape. But I would say that what's more important to getting your body back is not the exercise component, it's the eating component. At least it was for me, because the biggest struggle I had getting my post-baby body back was switching how I ate. Because if you were anything like me, when I was pregnant, I pretty much doubled everything that I was eating. I wasn't counting calories. I wasn't worried about what my figure looked like, what I looked like. I was eating more. I was eating worse for you food, even though I guess that's counterintuitive. But like, yeah, I would go to Chick-fil-A. I didn't care about the carbs. I would just kind of eat whatever I want. Like, yeah, I would stay healthy and stuff like that. I wasn't eating junk food and fast food every day, but I was definitely not scrutinizing my body and thinking about what I'm eating as much as I do now that I don't have, that I'm not pregnant. So I would say just like me getting back to like the smaller portion sizes, which honestly, I'm a small person. I'm 5'1", I am petite, and I don't need that much food. And I kind of like just, you know, you're eating for two. And that was where I kind of slipped up a lot, and I had a hard time being like, okay, well, instead of having 3 eggs and 2 pieces of sausage and toast for breakfast, like I need to scale it back to 1 sausage, 2 eggs on a low carb wrap. And once you get used to eating a certain way for over a year, it's hard to change that because it becomes a habit. But once I figured out like I need to go on low carb and I need to do intermittent fasting, that was what really helped me get my body back, not so much the exercise. And if you read anywhere, usually they say like it's 80% what you're eating and then 20% the exercise that you're doing, which I totally subscribe to. Whenever I change my eating and I eat less, I lose weight. It's calories in, calories out. So that's my take on that. Last question regarding working out is, how do you find the motivation to work out so early? And I would just say it's another thing that I built a habit out of it. I really can't stand working out in the middle of the day. Like, it just doesn't work as a working person. I have meetings and I have work to do, so I don't like doing that. And then after the kids get home from school, it's chaos and I only have a few hours with them before they go to bed. So I can't work out after work. So really the only other time is in the morning. And I would rather get up and get it done. And once you do it, it feels so good that you want to do it again. So that's where I get the motivation. It's just from like feeling that sense of accomplishment of not only getting up, but also getting your workout done and getting you dressed and done with all that stuff by 6 a.m. And you can sit there and have your coffee and read a book before my kids get up. Like, that is pure joy for me. I love it. And the days that I don't do it, it's either I'm stressed out, I'm running late, like the kids are getting on my nerves or something. Like, I feel like working out, getting up early, working out, and then having that me time for me in the morning, like it really sets the tone for the day. And my days are so much more productive when I do that. Okay, I think that kind of wraps up the working out. What do you spend on groceries every week? This is kind of a random question, but I'll just answer it. Groceries are crazy expensive, but we spend about $200 to $250 a week. And that might not sound like a lot, or I don't know. You tell me, let me know in the comments what you guys spend on groceries. But for the most part, Pete, his company provides food every day and drinks and coffee and everything every day. They get, you know, a list of different places that they're ordering from for lunch every day, and Pete just picks which place and then they pay for it. So I never have to worry about buying food like for Pete for lunch or breakfast because he gets it at work. And then the kids, they go to daycare full time and the daycare provides all the food. So all the snacks, all the lunches. So if you think about that, I've eliminated a lot of like money in groceries just because like we're paying for it in other places essentially. So yeah, I mean, it's mainly just dinners 5 days a week because we'll eat out on the weekends, and like some breakfast stuff for the kids. And you know, I don't eat that much during the day. It's like eggs mainly, and then we'll have dinner. So that's what we are spending for the most part. And I'll go to H-E-B, and I love going to Trader Joe's too. And then we'll do Costco maybe like once a month or once every other month to like buy the big bulk stuff. Here's an interesting question. How would you manage your workday if daycare wasn't an option? I don't know. I mean, if you're asking like if the only option was to keep my kids home, I don't think I could work full time. I mean, if I could get a nanny, I would do that. But my job specifically requires me to be in a lot of meetings. And if I had a job where like I don't have to interact that much and I could kind of like work on my own schedule and just get things done as needed and not have to like be on a lot of meetings and a lot of collaboration and stuff, then maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But I have a lot of meetings, I have a lot of deadlines, I have a lot of like obligations and responsibilities. So it would be extremely hard to work with my kids at home. And on top of that, it's just not fair to them. They go to daycare and they learn so much, and they also get that socialization aspect. And if they had to be home with me, like I wouldn't, and I'm trying to work, I wouldn't be able to provide that to them at all. And I would feel so guilty. Like even when my kids are home sick, I feel so bad because most of the time they're just like sitting out here on their iPads while I'm sitting at my desk working or on meetings and stuff like that. And I feel so awful. And if that was my everyday life, like the guilt that I would feel is just like so immense. I wouldn't be able to handle it. I would have to find another option. And I don't know what that option would be because I wouldn't want to give up my salary either. Texas your forever state? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. We love Texas. Oh, do you compare your parenting decisions and approach to other parents? Yeah, I definitely do. I feel like it's hard not to. Especially with social media, I feel like it's a highlight reel of the way that people parent and sharing, reels of like, this is the best way to parent and you should let your kids frolic and the gentle parenting stuff. Like, I feel like it's just everywhere. And I feel like it's hard to not compare yourself. I feel like this is also a hard question because it's also asking me to think about like, what is my parenting style and like what's not. So I'll tell you this. I am not a gentle parent. I would say that me and Pete's parenting style is very like routine based and reward based for doing good things, but also like allowing our kids to be independent and to try things out on their own. I also believe that there needs to be a healthy distinction between you are the parent and this is the child and they need to listen to you, and you shouldn't blur the lines and give in to the kid. I feel like the kid needs to assimilate into your lifestyle, not the other way around. So we're the boss and you're the kid. And until you're 18 years old, you're living under my roof, you have to go by my rules. And obviously there's a lot of love and we love our kids so much. And if they do something wrong, we give them a punishment and we take something away. You don't get the iPad, you don't get dessert. Like, we talk to them. Why did you do this? This is wrong. You should never do that again. I certainly yell at them sometimes. Pete yells at them sometimes. And I think that that's fine. I think like it's healthy. I am all about the rewarding of really good behavior and always being considerate of other people and being kind to other people. I also subscribe a lot to like empty threats. I threaten a lot, but won't actually follow through on the threats. Like the threat is enough to make them stop or make them change their behavior. And then it's like, there's just a lot of love in our house, a lot of hugs, a lot of kisses. Like, I feel like our kids are doing really, really well. They're super respectful. They do so good in school. They get along with other kids. Like, they're very engaged. They have fun. They like to laugh. Like, so I don't know. It's sometimes I look at other parents, but going back to the social media comment, I think that's another thing that I've really learned, especially as on social media myself and sharing with you what I do. There's a lot of really unrealistic stuff that people share on social media about parenting that's just not feasible and it's not real life. Like making home cooked meals for your kids every single meal, like that just never will be my life. And like sitting down and doing multiple Pinterest activities with them on the weekends and stuff, that's just not me. And sometimes I feel bad, like, okay, I'm not a Pinterest mom and I'm not sitting there, crafting with them all weekend. Like that stuff sometimes make me feel bad. But overall, like, we have so much love for our kids and I think our kids feel very loved and secure. And like, a big part of our parenting, especially for me, is establishing very healthy routines so that they know exactly what's happening during the week and they know when we get up, we come downstairs, we have breakfast, we brush our teeth, we get dressed, we go to school, this is what happens at school, we come home, we relax for a little while, have dinner, take a bath. Like being on a schedule is also another like really big thing that is helpful for me, myself as a parent. And I think it's very helpful for the kids to just feel secure overall and to have an expectation of what the day is gonna look like. So that's my 2 cents on parenting. Sorry if that was like a little bit of a rant. There was a few stuff about like sharing more cooking meals, and I would just advise you to find another channel that does that, because I am a really bad cook and I don't enjoy it. And I feel like I try to cut corners as much as I can. Like sometimes the kids will eat peanut butter and jelly for dinner because I don't wanna cook. So I can't really help you out in that realm as much. So Pinterest might be able to help too. You find it hard to live far away from family? Yeah, it's very difficult to live far away from family. Just simple little things like I have to take Chase tonight to his back to school, like he meets his teacher, and Pete is overseas right now and we don't have any family in the area, and a babysitter is unavailable. So it's like, for those small things, like just needing an extra hand for a couple hours, that's so difficult here because we don't have family. So I have to like leave, you know, my daughter is staying with one of our friends for a couple hours while we go, which like we've made such good friends. Our friends have kind of become our family here, but yeah, it's really difficult. Like if me and Pete wanted to just get away for the night, we couldn't. It's this whole ordeal. Like we actually just, we can't do it. You know, when me and Pete went away for a wedding in North Carolina back in May, his mom had to fly out from Virginia and come stay with us to watch the kids. So it's just logistically, it's really hard. And then just not having that extra support. And then also it's a little bit sad that the kids don't get to see their grandparents that often. But I will say that when they do, it's magical, and we stay in touch, like FaceTiming and whatnot. So that's, thankfully, we've got the technology nowadays that we didn't in the past. Okay, let me do like 1 or 2 more because I feel like this is a very long video. Have you made new friends in your new neighborhood? So yeah, it's like a slow moving process. The one thing that's great about my neighborhood is that we have like this women's group, and they do a bunko night every month, and they also do a book club. So it's been very hectic over the summer and everything, and I haven't been able to participate as much as I want to, but it's a great community, and I've started to meet a bunch of ladies in the neighborhood that way, and there's a lot of young families here. So I think that it's one of those things with any kind of friends that you start making. It's like, it's slow at the beginning, and then once you feel comfortable, like you end up going out with them more and seeing them more and stuff like that. So it's great. I'm very happy. How do you stay on top of things at home? I would say, again, back to like having a schedule and a routine. Well, number one, I work from home, so it's a lot easier for me to kind of like get things done around the house in the daytime when everybody's out of the house. I can use my lunch hour to, you know, vacuum and steam up my floors or clean the bathrooms or dust or whatever. So I think just like trying to build things like around the house into my daily routine during breaks and during my lunch, that's what's really helped me to stay on top of things. But sometimes things just go undone. Like the laundry sits in the laundry basket for a whole week without it being folded, things like that. Or I don't dust for 2 weeks, or the bathroom doesn't get cleaned that week. You got to give yourself a little bit of grace, but I do as much as I can. Here's one more that I'll just end on. Would you be excited if baby number 3 happened? I think that if it happened, like I would be excited, but I would also be very like anxious and nervous about it. We are done having kids, and if it happens, it happens. Like obviously would love it. We're definitely not planning for more kids. I feel like we're finally at a place where the kids are independent enough where they can play with each other and they can do stuff on their own, and we can really like enjoy all being together without having like a stressful situation where we try to take them out to dinner and, you know, they're screaming their head off or whining for something, and like it's chaos and all that. So we're at a really good place, and I don't think that I could go back to those newborn days. But if we had another one like on accident or whatever, I would be excited. I would be excited. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you sending in all of your questions, and this is doing Q&As are super fun. So I'll try to continue doing this as, you know, often as I can when I remember to. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want more working mom content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.